Keeping up a big house isn't just expensive, it's exhausting. The inside, the outside, the insurance, the maintenance, it starts to feel like the house owns you instead of the other way around. What if you could trade all that in for something simpler, more affordable, and actually built for this chapter of your life? That's why tiny homes for seniors make a lot of sense. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Erin, and I'm a real estate agent passionate about alternative housing because I understand what's going on in the real estate market. We simply need more options. I create content to help you learn more about tiny homes, ADUs, and maximizing smaller spaces through two YouTube channels. I'll link the other one in the description. So if you're here looking to downsize, find a tiny home community, or retire tiny, you came to the right place. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 reasons why tiny homes make sense for seniors. Number 4 is probably one that you actually didn't think of, so let's break them down. The first, you can save big on housing costs. Big homes come with big expenses. Mortgage payments, if you still have one. Insurance, which just goes up every year, especially anywhere on the coast where the hurricanes hit. If you're also paying utilities for a lot of unneeded space, and of course, never-ending maintenance. For a lot of people, their house owns them. Tiny homes drastically cut housing costs. Less square footage means lower energy bills, minimal repairs, and there's just no wasted space that you're paying to heat and cool or clean. You're only taking care of the space that you actually really need. Tiny homes are often more energy efficient, which is going to help you save money in the long run. The second reason they're great for seniors, tiny homes give you flexible living options. You can live in a quiet, senior-friendly community. You can place one in your relative's backyard, or even set up one on land you already own. So whether you want more privacy or more connection, you get to pick what works best for you. Saving on housing expenses could mean you've got the flexibility to actually move somewhere totally different. The third reason tiny homes are great for seniors, there's less to maintain, easier to manage, and you get more life. Less space means less to clean. No more weekends lost to yard work. When you have less to worry about, you get to do more of what you want and less of what you don't want to do. A tiny home gives you the freedom to stop worrying about chores and start enjoying your time again. You can have more time for current hobbies or even learn a new hobby. More time to travel, spend time with loved ones, or just enjoy the dolce far niente, the joy of doing nothing. You can intentionally slow down. You get to enjoy the quiet pleasure of sitting on a porch with no agenda, letting your mind wander, and enjoying that moment without guilt or pressure. Many people discover this joy naturally in slower living, like when you downsize into a tiny home. The fourth reason tiny homes are great for seniors, you can simplify your life and your legacy. This is probably one you didn't think about. As we get older, many of us start thinking about how to make things easier for our family one day when we're no longer here. When someone passes, their stuff becomes someone else's problem. Going through a loved one's house, room by room, drawer by drawer, can be very overwhelming. Not just physically, but emotionally. And if there's any tension in the family, it only gets harder. Downsizing into a tiny home now gives you the chance to make those decisions for yourself. You get to say what stays, what goes, and what really matters. You can spare your loved ones a heavy emotional task later. When there's less stuff, that's going to mean less questions, fewer arguments, and really more time for healing. So when the time comes to pass things along, your legacy feels more intentional and like a gift instead of a burden. The fifth reason tiny homes are great for seniors, you get to stay independent longer. Tiny homes are often easier to live in as you age, especially when designed with mobility and safety in mind. The single-story layouts, the low maintenance, and the thoughtful design features that make everyday tasks less stressful. Even more importantly, a tiny home can give you freedom. Freedom from stairs, from yard work, and relying on others for daily chores. You can stay in control of your life longer, and that's important. So to wrap it up, tiny homes aren't just about living smaller, they're about living better. With fewer expenses, there's less to take care of. You've got more freedom to choose where and how you live. It's a lifestyle that supports the way you want to live now. Simpler, calmer, and on your own terms. I hoped you learned something today. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you enjoyed the video and want to help support me in my mission with tiny homes and ADUs, give it a like, subscribe, that'll help me grow. And if you have any thoughts, please leave those in the comments. If you have a tiny home story to share, I've got a way to get in touch with me in the description. And don't forget to check out rearon.com for more tips, resources, and real-world stories. Check out the next video that I picked just for you right here.